At RØDE, we love racing. As you can see, we've got our road racing kit on, and you can even find out how to mic up your car for any kind of race meets by going to roadracing.com. And today we're here listening to the NTG5 location recording kit in action at Australia's biggest motorsport event, the Bathurst 1000. As we've been walking around the track today, we've noticed a lot of people shooting video with a RØDE mic on top of their camera. So let's go and have a chat to a couple of them and see how RØDE's fitting into their workflow.
Filming these supercars, they're pretty loud. The boys change tyres and you really need to get the audio really crisp. It's just sounds so good. It's really cool to be able to use a brand that is Australian while we're creating content in Australia.
Got my rig here, the C200, and on top I've got the RØDE NTG2. RØDE Link Wireless, we use that whenever we need a quick piece to camera, able to just chuck the lav on whoever we're interviewing. I've used RØDE my entire life as a videographer. They always give you the results that you want, and they're just super simple to use, super user-friendly, and the sound's superb.
As far as location recording goes, motorsport presents some of the biggest challenges that you can face. You've got microphones sitting outside in the weather for days at a time. You've got extremely loud SPL of the cars flying past. So we're here today to talk to some of the best in the business about how they're using the NTG5 to bring to life Australia's premier motorsport racing event, the Bathurst 1000. So right behind me are the OB trucks where the entire broadcast comes together. So let's go inside, chat to some of the audio experts about exactly how they pull everything together for such a massive event.
My name's David Hannon and I'm the sound supervisor for Supercars Media. Supercars Media make the product that's then distributed to the rights holder broadcasters locally and overseas. Four main audio areas are the upstream effects mix, which is in HD6 where Ken is.
I want the effects audio that we're mixing to match the camera shot. The V8s use ethanol fuel. They backfire a lot. So you're being mindful in here of your setup that when you're watching the cars, you hear them pop and bang and scream and they sound really mean. So we're trying to use microphones and placement and the positions of microphones, how we set it up. Whilst we're controlling the dynamics, we're trying to get across how tough these things sound when they're out there.
They provide that mix to me, where I add everything else. I add all of the commentary, pit reports, other insert items off around 16 EVS machines into the broadcast, which goes then downstream to Fox and 10.
What we've done with the NTG5s, where I'm using them is up at the end of Forest Elbow.
When the cars come down over the top of Map Panorama, they get to the top of Conrod Straight at Forest Elbow and make a left-hand turn, and they zip past that very close to the track.
I'm using them just in an XY pair, and because it's like a centre pan and they go out one side,
they're a fixed pair, so they don't move. The cars move through the pattern.
I don't need the range and pickup of the long mic, so the shorter shotguns actually work to give me a left-right image.
As sound sources move off pattern, we get quite a lot of coloration on different types of microphones in different applications, especially up close to the track.
The fact that it doesn't become coloured as it drops off is actually pretty important.
You get a nice image and a shift in stereo as they go through, and helps to bring the sport alive.
The idea of this is mono is straight up the centre. A circle is too much difference between left and right, so you're looking for something about that sort of size, maybe a little bit rounder. Hear the start? Mm-hmm. That's what the condenser's doing. That little burble as they come around the corner and they put the brake on, it's just going.
Yeah.
And by the time they're backed off, they get really quiet about here. And it's not because the microphones are not hearing them. They are really quiet because they're braking, they're changing down, Then they turn and accelerate.
It's really good if you can get that excitement, and also it tells the viewers what's going on. If a car's got an engine problem, having it up prominent in the mix means that you're able to hear a car going past on 7 cylinders, or you're able to hear a car going past with a problem with its brakes or suspension or some other noise that's being made. We like the NTG5. We think it's a really nice microphone in this application for motorsport. Works really well in high SPL environments with up to 126, 28 dBs of sound pressure level. So the NTG5 seems to be able to handle that really well. So they can sit out for 5 days in the weather. That's another big part of our requirement for all the mics we use, is that they're able to handle that environmental stress and still perform day after day after day is really important. It's really pleasing to listen to. It's a beautiful mic with a very natural sounding response. It's a great mic.
Forest Elbow. The NTG5s are right behind me, sounding fantastic as you can hear. They'll be out here in the elements for up to 5 days for this shoot. If you want to get any more info, head to RØDE.com.